Hi, I'm Steve from the Academic Centre here at CNC. Today we're going to talk about how we paraphrase. Paraphrasing is when you take a passage from a source and rewrite it in your own words. Make sure that you cite the source of the citation also. You'll be paraphrasing most of the time when you're referring to other people's ideas in your academic writing. This is because a good paraphrase shows your instructor that you understand the concept that you're writing about, and it helps the ideas in your paper flow together. Paraphrasing requires more than just replacing a few words with synonyms. It's a skill that you will continue to develop throughout your studies. Fortunately, there's a straightforward 4-step process that you can use to make a good paraphrase every time. Let's say that you're writing an essay arguing that public awareness is a major challenge in combating climate change. You are reading the book Climate Matters by John Broome, and you decide that you want to include this sentence from this paragraph in your paper. You can do this by quoting the information, or even better, by paraphrasing the information. So let's paraphrase this sentence. First, make sure that you understand the whole paragraph fully. You need to know the exact context of the information. You may also need to include ideas of other sources surrounding your sentence inside your paraphrase. Understanding the whole paragraph will ensure that you don't misinterpret the source's conclusions. Okay, let's read that paragraph together. Read along, making an effort to fully understand what the author is saying. What is the evidence for global warming? Collecting evidence about climate change is a massive task, which is undertaken by the world's community of climate scientists. We, non-scientists, have to rely on the research and the judgment of the experts in sifting through the enormous volume of data, which is complex and sometimes conflicting. Fortunately, the state of scientific knowledge about climate change is summarized every 5 or 6 years in reports of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC. This is an extremely authoritative body. Its reports are written by the cooperative effort of hundreds of scientists in consultations with virtually the whole community of climate scientists. In this way, non-scientists have easy access to the conclusions of scientists. Most of the information contained in this chapter is taken from the latest report of the IPCC. Now we are ready to paraphrase. Step 1. Understand the sentence fully. Reread the sentence. Think about how it applies to the real world. Does it claim? What does it claim or not claim? Know it like you're the expert here. Be exact. Check that your personal bias is not clouding your interpretation. We, non-scientists, have to rely on the research and judgment of the experts in sifting through the enormous volume of data, which is complex and sometimes conflicting. Now that you understand the sentence, let's move on to step 2. Change the word order to align with your paragraph's focus. Here, my paraphrase is focusing on the enormous volume of data of climate science. So I've decided to put that part of the sentence first and introduce this part of the sentence with the words because of. Because of the enormous volume of data, which is complex and sometimes conflicting, we non-scientists have to rely on the research and judgment of the experts. So as you can see here, I've flipped the order of the sentence. Step 3. Check your new sentence for grammar, directness, and clarity. The point here is to wordsmith your new sentence to make it read well. Here, I've removed the relative clause, comma which. Because the data concerning climate change is enormous, complex, and sometimes conflicting, we non-scientists have to rely on the research and judgment of the expert climate scientists. Starting to read better already. So now we can finally move on to step 4. Use appropriate synonyms and words of words and short phrases. In this step, which is always last, many people often feel that it's the easiest, especially with a synonym finder on Microsoft Word. But be careful, no two words are ever fully the same. Don't use synonyms if you don't fully understand how they should be placed in a sentence. Here, I've found synonyms for the words enormous, sometimes, and non-scientists. That should do, about 3. Which gives us the final sentence. So there you go. Keep practicing these 4 steps and your academic papers will sound professional and free from plagiarism. And you'll be a better writer and critical thinker.